Thank you for joining us for your reporter behind the story on CBS News Colorado. I'm Michelle Griego. So the goal of this segment is to give viewers transparency on how a story is put together. And in this case, it's part of a series, McMeen in the Middle. It involves our state's migrant crisis, which is now affecting enrollment in Denver schools. Your reporter, Jasmine Arenas, followed first grader Michael Rosas and shares his family story.
At McMeen Elementary in Denver, 6-year-old Michael Rosas Salum is learning in Spanish and English. He spends most of his days here since his family fled corruption and danger in Venezuela and Colombia. Learning a new language and culture has been tough for the first grader, but when the bell rings, all of that disappears. It's nothing but joy to see both of his parents picking him up after school. But he has no clue that the only reason his dad, Carlos, has been able to pick him up lately is because he's currently unemployed.
No trabajamos desde el 22 de diciembre y desde esa fecha pues debo lo que es la renta, debo la cuota del abogado, debo el seguro del carro.
The Rosas Salum family arrived in Denver 6 months ago, but their journey began nearly 7 years ago when they left Venezuela due to death threats and government corruption. They fled to Colombia, where they stayed in a small town for 6 years.
En Colombia, en la zona donde nosotros vivíamos, era zona paramilitar. Y él también vivió esos conflictos. Él vivió que era que tener que tirarse al suelo porque los paramilitares estaban soltando tiros en la calle.
But it was the only life Michael had ever known.
Él ha vivido etapas de su vida que jamás en la vida yo le desearía a nadie.
Now that they are in Denver, the 6-year-old is struggling to adapt.
¿Qué te gusta hablar más? ¿El inglés o el español?
Pues el español.
¿No te gusta el inglés? ¿Por qué no?
Porque ni siquiera entiendo nada.
And his parents are struggling to make ends meet.
Quedarme sin trabajo. Es lo más difícil porque cada día que corre, cada día da la deuda más grande.
The family is grateful for the food banks and organizations that help. They try to make life as normal as possible for their kids.
Tratamos de tapar la visión de los niños en que ellos no sepan que hace falta algo dentro de la casa.
But despite the parents' best efforts, starting over in a new country is still pretty challenging for the 6-year-old. However, his dad has hope he will overcome those hardships.
Es un país de oportunidades, un país donde podemos superarnos, lograr nuestras metas, lograr todos los sueños que tenemos.
That's your reporter in Denver, Jasmine Arenas, and she says the school has a mental health team trying to step in and help. Along with that, Jewish Family Service is providing psychologists trained in helping immigrants and refugees adapt to school. And joining me now, very special guest, is executive producer of Impacting Communities, Alejo, of course, and the mother featured in our McMeen in the Middle series, Genesis Salum Rosas. Thank you so much for coming. And Giancarlo, who's very curious and running around the studio, so you're going to see him in and out. On this. But Anna, let's talk to you first. We know that you've been a big help in finding these stories and the people affected by all of this, and you have a nice update to share about this story.
Yes, it's wonderful news that Carlos Rosas, Genesis's husband and the children's dad, has been able to find work. It all came through the community. When they were at a birthday party for Michael's class, he was able to find a contact there who gave him more work in construction. And the nice thing about this family, they have the good fortune that because they did arrive before the July deadline, they're eligible for temporary protected status and work authorization, which makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference. You know, you help with translations all the time, especially in the McMeen in the Middle series. And right now you're going to help out and translate a little for me and for Genesis.
My pleasure.
So first, I just want to see how the family is doing and how are the kids?
Sí, ¿cómo está la familia? ¿Cómo están los niños?
Estamos bien, gracias a Dios. Los niños están bien, tremendo.
Se están adaptando.
Sí, nos estamos adaptando al proceso, al cambio, a todo lo que hemos vivido viniendo acá en Estados Unidos.
Yeah, she says that they're all doing really well right now. The children are adapting really well, and have gone through a lot of change coming here to the United States, but that thankfully they're doing well.
Yes, and you've been able to find housing near the school. Is your hope to be able to continue to live near the school?
Sí, que tienen viviendas cerca de la escuela. La intención de la familia es poder quedarse ahí en esa comunidad, que los niños siguen yendo a la escuela.
Sí, estamos cerca de la escuela, pero la intención es buscar algo o un futuro algo más amplio, pero que el niño siga permaneciendo en la escuela, que sea algo cercano.
Yeah, they would like to find something bigger ideally because they're in an apartment right now. Es de un cuarto, ¿verdad? Un salón. Yeah, it's a one-bedroom apartment, which is a little tight right now because they have other relatives also living with them, but they're trying to find something bigger, but they really like the school and would like to stay close.
And we know it's a big family and all of that. Okay, so in the report, Jasmine really highlighted how you as parents, you and Carlos as parents, try to protect your kids from the many challenges that so many kids are facing. How hard is that? Talk about that journey.
Yeah, sí, que en el reporte Jasmine destacó que ustedes como padres están tratando de que los niños no vean todos los desafíos que están pasando. Para los niños es difícil, ustedes piensan que se dan cuenta de los retos que están pasando.
Sí, más que todo para Michael. Michael para su edad es un niño muy, ¿cómo sería? Muy maduro. Sabe mucho, pregunta mucho, se da cuenta mucho de las cosas. Entonces uno trata como de que él no se dé cuenta de lo que está sucediendo, de lo que uno ha pasado, de que esto es como una aventura, un proceso, para que él no lo tome de una forma muy mala.
Yeah, yeah. She says that Michael is especially aware of what's going on. She says he's a very mature child and does pick up on a lot, although they try to couch it in terms of it being an adventure and that there's something they're getting from it, that the whole family's getting from it, but that he is quite aware, and she has previously told us as well that he's been having a hard time with the transition because he was, as the oldest one, he had already become accustomed to the life they had before they left. So.
I mean, you think about kids going to a new school, just in general, right, is really tough for kids, but this is a new country, new rules, new school, new curriculum, new everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Que para Michael es todo nuevo.
Sí.
Es todo nuevo, un cambio.
Un cambio drástico, tanto en el idioma, como en la cultura, la comida, todo algo nuevo.
Yeah, everything is hard. Everything is new for him, the culture, the language, the food. And so, yes, he's the one who has struggled.
Yes. Genesis, thank you so much for sharing your story
Thank
with
you.
all of us. Anna, can you tell us how you find these ideas and meet these families?
Yeah. So, well, we were invited by a volunteer to visit the school last fall. And the reason is that this person thought this school desperately needed support, desperately needed attention. Because the school is near affordable housing, because they have a dual language program, amazing teachers that speak Spanish and English, it's gotten, through word of mouth, it's become really a hub, a place where families want to send their kids. So the challenge is that the enrollment has been so unprecedented for this school that their class sizes are not sustainable. So the school is still trying to figure out how to manage all that.
Which we saw in one of your reports, and we know we're going to be following McMeen throughout the remainder of the school year. So can you give us a little hint or a little taste of what are some of the reports you're working on?
Absolutely, yes. So Jasmine Arenas is working on another story about the extraordinary efforts that teachers are going through to ensure the students are caught up academically. As you can imagine, it's been very disruptive for them to go through this long journey and then try to do well in school. So they're actually having Saturday school, and teachers are coming in who aren't even part of the Saturday school. They're coming in on their own time on the weekends to set classrooms up because even at this point, they're still getting more families arriving at the school. And the teachers are so committed to these kids that they don't want that Monday morning for the kids to see any of the disruption. So they come in on the weekends, set up the classrooms, expand, add more desks, do all that. It just shows how committed these teachers are to helping these families.
Yeah, it really is a great school and a great community.
Yes.
Do you want to say bye? 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 Say bye? Okay, he can.
And then Alan Janae is also working on a report, just taking a really close look at what's going through the families, what the kids are experiencing, what the teachers are experiencing. There's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of change, and we're committed to being there through the rest of the school year to bring those stories to you.
Well, we can't wait to see those reports. Thank you so much for all of your work that you do in the community and for helping us better understand this migrant crisis through the McMeen in the Middle series. And remember, you can catch that on our website and anytime, and our stream, CBS News Colorado. Genesis, thank you. Gracias. Ana, thank you. And Giancarlo, thank you too. Say bye.